Now, what sometimes people don't say, Cape Town had different municipalities. So this side was the city council of Cape Town, but Simonstown, Belleville, Paro was under what was called the divisional council. There were two municipalities in Cape Town. So Langa and Guguletu belonged to the city council, and Nyanga, where I lived, was under the divisional council. And a big upheaval, I'm not, everyone talks about the Group Areas Act, we talk about the influx control and that. Somewhere, I think, 72, 73, the people were living next door, and the people in front. Now, those who follow cricket, the craze now is Temba Bavuma. So everyone talks about Temba Bavuma. Now, Temba Bavuma is a son of a friend of mine. His father and I grew up together. So he was a neighbor. Vuyo was Tembele Bavuma. And in the middle of the year, they had to move to Guguletu. Now, guess why? They were not being chucked out of Cape Town. So in the middle of the year, they had to change schools because they had moved. And the reason was that a regional services council about infrastructure and the provision between the two councils had been established, and the employers were paying levies to the what we call regional services council levies. And I think the council just felt it's a sort of a nightmare to administer this if someone works in a city council controlled township, but works in a city council, but lives in a divisional council. So they had to rejig where people lived so that it coincided with this administration of the levies. So the people next door, the people in front, a couple of the schools, just to sort out what is an administrative issue. So the people who were in Guguletu, but they work in Belleville, had to move from Guguletu to be there so that this is aligning the sort of administrative collection of the levies. Now, let me just say, I'm sure you've heard about all these problems, and I think that they do explain what I call the absence of assertive black African middle class. It also explains the fact that you don't have layers and layers of people, and I maybe use it. We grew up politically because I also learned my politics in this town. This thing about colored and this was not. We were all black as oppressed people, but we had to now sometimes explain which section of the black community. So we always spoke about the comrades on this side of the railway line and the comrades on the other side of the railway line. And some of this about where the railway lines lie was also a part of a social engineering. Okay, I didn't know it that time. We just thought it's an easy way to say this side or that side of the railway line. But I think that for me, some of these explain what we have today of a very segregated city, and I mean just my mother, who passed away in 2005, and she was the health wasn't good. I said, come to Joburg. She said, look, what? Me, Joburg? So I said, yeah, it just comes and look, you guys are working in Joburg, and what would I do, sit at home? I will only come to Joburg if you allow me to bring 2 friends so that they can keep company and we can play cards during the day. And so I said, that's fine. So they said, look, and you don't have to put me a flight. Take that money of the flight, book for these 2. So they got onto a train and they were playing cards. They go to Joburg. I went to pick them at Park Station. So I'm driving through the CBD. So I said, look, this is the CBD, the center of Johannesburg. So Baba said, look, is this the center of Johannesburg? But where are the whites? Where are the whites? Because for her, CBD is where whites are. So I said, the whites have run to Sentin. They're not here. The CBD, they've run to Sentin. For me, some of that history explains why the people are where they are and are not integrating.